Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. This week we've got a map by one occasionally amazing gamer, the Spice Rack. Okay, kinda ribbony map. I like the pieces of pepper as inner blockers. Okay, good signage. It feels like a long map, the fact that I'm only at 3 checkpoints. That looks like another drop down, yep. Oh, I may be hitting the Spice Rack. Oh, okay, I avoided it. Okay, tricky ending. Little chicane at the end. Seems like pretty straightforward map, which I like. Nice little kitchen here. Yeah, Minkus is thinking what I'm thinking. Could you go to the right side of this? Probably not, because there's a big thing there. A little clear circle, just in case you try to cheat that. Okay, it seems to me like the trickiest part of the whole track is the very ending, which is a little bit concerning. But overall, it's, I mean, I sight read it. It's not very difficult. Good signage helps, guys. Put arrows on your tracks. I'm surprised I'm still up speed. Oh, that corner is way worse than I took it last time, though. I think this is another week where it's all just about speed that you save at the drop downs. Quick Racer's back from dinner, only 2 minutes into the round. Didn't even have to leave the kitchen for this map, that's convenient. I'll never stop making fun of Quick Racer. Sorry. Alright, up speed, that's good. I think I might overshoot that drop down a little bit. It's not bad though. I am correctly aimed for the ending this time. Oh yeah, that chicane at the end is a little tight. Oops, accidental inner. So we've got a very, very stacked lobby again. I did not notice Cone Pop joining, actually. But as you can see from the leaderboard, a lot of strong names here. And on a fairly simple track like this, I wonder how tight the times are going to be. It is a longer track, and I think this is a big speed conservation track too, with just the way some of the corners are designed. The amount of speed you can get out of it could vary quite a lot. So we'll see if this ends up being very tight cup or not. Uh-oh. I did a cool skip, but it missed a checkpoint. Do I want to be wide there, or do I not? Because I noticed Mackie did not go as wide in the first turn, and now I'm kind of seeing that the end of this first left-hand corner doesn't really like it if you're on the outside. Yeah, that's a lot better. It's shorter, and you have more speed. Oh, that was not good, though. I keep getting loud landings, which is weird because it doesn't seem like I'm hitting the ground that hard there. Oh yeah, inside line is just so much better. Okay, that was nice and clean. And then you don't want to under-jump this landing. I'm not sure you can with that speed, actually. That was about as low as I could have jumped that. The final landing's not a huge deal either, especially with how close to the end it is. Although it is a pretty slow end, I mean, that really... Uh-oh. That makes the speed conservation matter quite a bit, though. I'm gonna hate that end, though. Okay, super inside line. Mainly just trying to figure out how to get good landings on the few drop-downs on this track. I think the rest of the lines are pretty straightforward, and I'll get better at them with time. But as long as I'm not over-jumping anything, so that I'm getting flat landings. Or under-jumping like that. And let's make sure I give plenty of space to the spices in the kitchen. Oh, I think I actually hit that wall. This left-hand corner you can't take too far to the inside because you're gonna like get a jump and then slam into the track, which is not ideal. Okay, that's up speed. It's a lot of extra steering to make that drop down smooth, but I think it is still better because a bad landing is going to lose more speed than the extra steering does. Oh, that didn't sound good either. Massively overjumped that time with 3.6 more speed. 48.6. Let's see. That was 5th place right now. 4 strong players in front of me. Wow, this is a very stacked lobby. Maki may have tested the map. I'm not 100% sure who the map tester is. So that would make the lobby slightly not as stacked. That jump is the interesting one to me. I'm up even more speed. Ooh. That was an awkward corkscrew. And the distance you jump at the ending seems to vary so wildly compared to the speed you have. Like, I feel like the jump distance should not be that different. It doesn't really matter as long as you clear the uphill landing. It's just interesting that it's happening at all. Oh, that was so inside. Wow, I can't believe you could go that inside. Ah! That was too good. I panicked. I want to watch... I was going to watch Kern Cop, but he happens to be right in front of Round, so we can watch both of them. Oh, never mind. Kern reset. Round got a tiny bit of an inner and didn't die, but I'm not sure if that really helped him. Kern does happen to be just a little bit faster than me, so I want to see if he's doing anything different, especially with this drop down in the middle of the map. Right here. Yeah, he's doing the really hard turn to the right also. It just seems to work best. Got a little bit of air on that rollover, which is probably not ideal. Just down the middle for the corkscrew. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. Uh-oh. I think he's gonna hit that wall. That could prove to be a problem. 54 players in the lobby, bottom 6 get eliminated. Maki's still here, so maybe Maki didn't test. He's just waiting to give everyone else hope. Or like Quick Racer, he's also eating dinner. Oh, okay, I got that tiny little bit of an inner that I just saw Round do. I saw the wall coming, but I was kind of just on a bad line. The track kind of forces you into that wall if you're not set up for it. It's such a long map. Also, I bet I'm only getting one completed run now, which means I better not mess up the chicane through the spice rack. Run out wide there because you want as flat of a drop down as possible. Otherwise you're going to jump too far, I bet. And then here I saw Kern go for a very flat landing there, or very, I mean, big drop down. So not a flat landing is what he was trying to get. Just be very ultra careful on the spice rack because I do not have enough time. Still a personal best, 48.5. Don't have enough time to finish this run, but more practice is probably good. It's amazing to me how inside I can take that corner. Like, I'm kind of watching the inside wheels and seeing if they're on the black edge of that road piece. Big skidding is not good. And then this is the part, I saw Kern like go super wide like that to like try to get a better landing. That was not a better landing though. I'm headed for the sink. Sturbin and Hydro tie for second. Kern Cobb takes first with 48.0. Only looks like 4 DNFs. So not too many actually. For such a long track, that kind of surprises me. Okay, I'm up speed. I'm a little surprised. Let's see if that's actually stays or not. Probably not with that little slide out I had. Or with that jump. It's not a great run or a run at all anymore. I don't like this high pressure way of playing Cup of the Day. It's only giving myself one run. This is why I like short tracks. I don't want to be stressed out in round 2. Especially with the ending of this track. Uh-oh. I almost hit that wall also. I did have time to reset, fortunately, but I don't need to. Let's give a wide berth to all of the walls on this run. That's a possible 60% turn if you want to use steering limits. Nothing fancy here. Make sure I'm properly set up. You're so fast there, it makes the setup quite difficult. Then just super safe ending, don't risk anything. Yeah, this is so such high speed. The setup is kind of hard because you have to make this little tiny turn to the right. But that little tiny turn to the right, I could see you turning way over here and then missing the landing. So it's a little bit risky. And there's the big 3, Kern, Cobb, Zoma, and Maki, the top 3 in this round. Kern getting into the 47s. Hydro, Quick Racer, arguably the top 5 players in the game, filling out the top 5. And there's many more amazing players in this lobby. It's one of the most stacked. That felt nice. wish there was another checkpoint in there somewhere. Not that it'd be super helpful with the way the track is, but just something to kind of give me an idea of what my speed is. Because it's a very long time between checkpoints at the beginning of this track. Or like through the first 2/3 of the track.
Ah.
49 is not great, but I'm just kind of taking safe runs, given how hard it's been to finish this track so far. I did lose a lot of speed, I think, in this section on the last run, and I went mega wide in that corner. Interesting, like, Kern takes that very differently from me. Kern, Cobb, Jake adjacent set up a bit wider for that drop down. I think that's just trying to conserve speed. 48.7, that's a little bit better, but it's not going to be bothering the top players in the long run. Oh, somebody hit the wall. I think this is the highest number of DNFs we've had so far. Oh wow, it's more than 6, isn't it? It's 7 DNFs in the 3rd round, even though there were 2 there were 2 left the game, so I'm not entirely sure, but maximum of 4 DNFs in the first 2 rounds, and then a random 7. Yeah, not sure what happened there. This will be the final round of what should be 6 eliminations, if everyone can get to the finish. Oh, that was very far to the right. Oh, super early rollover. I was expecting to be a little bit better on speed there. I guess that's a little better on speed. Why did it seem like I was almost under jumping that? Well, it's 8th place, which I guess is pretty good in this lobby. I wish I could go faster. I can go faster, I just haven't been getting consistent runs. It's my usual problem. As soon as knockout rounds happen, I like lose my pace. Kind of a bad jump. I still have speed though. Nice inside corner. Run out wide so that I don't overjump this. There we go. That's good speed. I'm not going to do too much setup. I don't actually really care how my speed gets affected by that drop down. Okay, no arms up at all at 187 speed, and I'm over jumping. There's a good run. 48.2. That's what I like to see. 2nd place behind current cop, who I think is still sweeping. Still some DNFs in this round. 4 DNFs, it looks like. So yeah, the DNFs are not going away. I think part of that is because it's a just about 50-second track. I mean, this is about as long of a track as we're going to see in Cup of the Day. And that does mean less time to reset if you make mistakes. There could be a few other issues as well. Obviously, I've hit a couple of walls in the elimination rounds, and although I haven't had the problem in the elimination round, I know it is very deadly, the chicane at the very end. If you mess that up, that's 50 seconds wasted. So I could see that being a cause for DNFs. It reminds me a little bit of the ending on the assembly line map by Maxi. And that was a cause of DNFs in that cup. This one isn't as bad, partly because it's only one jaunt to the left and right. But I could definitely see it being a problem for some people. That felt very good. I was hoping for a better landing. It still felt kind of like a rough landing on that drop down, but it's okay. Kind of felt like a weird corkscrew line. I'm still not really sure how to do corkscrews in this game, like big, long ones like that. Yeah, solid ending. Nice. Point 2 again. Second place again behind Zoman this time. Kern going for the wall. Not going to keep up his streak of winning the rounds. Sterbin falling off the track also. This is proving to be a problem at the end. I gave that warning about overcorrecting for the final jump, but it seems like a lot of people are undercorrecting and actually going off to the left side. Again with 3 DNFs in this round. Only 4 eliminations for the next few rounds here, but still a lot of DNFs. Yeah, that was, I just went wide for no reason. I, like, forgot what my line was supposed to be, but I kind of fixed it in time. It did lose me a 10th, though. Nice. Good landing. It's showing in the speed. Oh, that's too far to the edge. Not sure if it's the left or the right when I'm upside down, but it was a little bit too far to the edge. That was close to me going too far to the left at the end. I guess that jump is another big place where people could DNF. Because kind of like what I was saying about the chicane, that's also 45 seconds into your run when you make that mistake. It seems like going further to the right doesn't necessarily mean the landing is smoother. It is still kind of the most consistent way I've found to get a smooth landing, but it's not always the perfect landing I'm looking for. Oh, that was a little bit of an overcorrection. Point 4, I seem to keep hitting this final container here. Tommy needs a time, but it looks like he's going to get one. Is there a like... I think he's using a linked checkpoint there. It's really cute. I think using the linked checkpoint to like extend the range of that checkpoint. I just noticed it's like a weird shape. So 2 DNFs that time. It's good. We're getting better at the map. This should be 2 more rounds of 4 eliminations. And so far, I think you could have made it quite far in the comp just by finishing the track. There haven't been very many times that have gotten eliminated. I want to inspect the drop down back before checkpoint 2, but I'm not sure I'm going to have time in this round. Well, I guess I don't need a second run if I finish this one. Good speed for the end jump, actually. Yeah, I'm okay with that time, so let's take a look at this. I'm wondering if I'm actually just too far to the right. Sorry, because I think I'm hitting sort of this uphill and I'm getting a jump, which is the problem. Actually, you're saying most people go quite a bit further to the left than I do. Most people, not everybody. So I think I want to be a little bit further to the left side of the road before the jump happens. and then maybe don't jump as far to the right as a result. Because the problem is like, I've been trying to get the landing as high as possible to make that smooth, but part of the problem is I'm starting too high because I'm getting a jump where I want to just be rolling off the side of the track. So it's here. Yeah, that's better. See, there wasn't even a sound that time. That's how you know the landing was smooth. Okay, I think I get that now. I'll take a little bit of time to figure out exactly what the angle I need is, but that felt good. 2 more DNFs, including Jason, one of the multiple-time Cup of the Day winner. Top 17 now, final round of 4 eliminations. I feel like my times have been pretty solid, so let's see, as long as I don't just continuously mess up this first turn or something. Oh, yo, it's a little bit of an inner, okay, I survived it, but not comfortably. I was too far to the left, but it's still a fine landing. A little bit of airtime makes that corner trickier. Okay, so this may or may not be a safe time anymore, but we'll take it to the finish just because I think people aren't necessarily setting good times consistently on this track. Yeah, it's a little bit down. 48.9. Surely a sub 49 gets through, right? Okay, I was not expecting to be minus 1.3 at the start on this run. That's unfortunate. That was a big slide out also. Much better section there. And I'll save a ton of time just having an inside line for that turn instead of an outside line. Yeah, I'm up like 4/10 at this point, I think. Yeah, I am right at the edge of elimination right now, but I should improve decently, even with a fairly safe ending there. Good thing I did. Thank you for the warning, RTube. I already knew to be careful. You should probably be careful, RTube. You're quite close to the edge. It's going to be Sandals, Ping, plus Micron, and Zoman with the DNF. I understand Mackie's comment. Classic. Yep. Zoman with the DNF. So that's that's one of the big 3 eliminated. Sandals, a Cup of the Day winner as well, getting knocked out. Still a lot of really good players left. That's just how stacked this lobby is. Nice inside line. Run it out a little bit wide so that I don't get an under jump. I'm honestly not sure that's something I need to be worrying about, because it doesn't seem like that bump is big enough to really create a big jump out of it. So even my pretty good run at the end of last round was only 7th, I think. That's a 0.3, high 0.3. That should be safe in this round, but I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be safe. Only 2 eliminations now. That'll help a little bit. I think I jumped too much there. Oh, it's still PB speed, I guess. Okay. Oh, it didn't sound very good coming to the end, and I think I'm gonna hit. Yeah, that was... With speed, you jump so far that you don't have time to correct on the landing there. Durbin, close, is able to correct on the landing, just barely. And it's fast enough for 10th place, just barely getting through. everybody getting 48s in this round. 48.7 needed now as Mew and Tommy Gaming get eliminated. Of the top 11, there are 2 official non-Cup of the Day winners in Microwaves and Venergy. And there are 2 that have the sort of asterisk of it being a Troll Cup of the Day. Their 1 win with R2 and Minkus. Still, that's a lot of Cup of the Day wins in the top 11, even with a couple of good players knocking themselves out earlier. That felt nice. I hardly had to turn on that corkscrew. That felt much better than what I usually do there. Yep, and I'm up speed because of it, and I'm gonna crash because I'm hitting this. Yep. I'm seeing why people were undercorrecting the final jump now. When you have speed like that, it's quite challenging. No time to reset. Oh, well, technically there still is, but not anymore. A little bit of a wide setup, but that does help get a cleaner landing. Nice inside line for that corner. Perhaps 2 inside. I probably could have saved more speed. Or not as good a line for the corkscrew. Hopefully that doesn't mess me up too much. Turned a bit more to the right. Also have less speed, which just makes that safer as well. Not my best work, but hopefully it's good enough to get through this round. We've got a few people without a time still. Maki gets a time right at the end. Here comes Round, Starbin for improvements, but these are actually not the people that are currently DNF'd. It's Quick Racer and R-Tube that are not going to finish. Quick Racer a little too slow. Not gonna get there in time. So a shared 10th at the edge of the top 10 for Quick Racer and R-Tube. Now into the top 9. Current Cobb has been doing like 48 zeros pretty consistently. He did that 147.8 early in the cup that hasn't been improved on since. So that's kind of nice that the best times are not really getting away from me. Gives me a little bit of a chance. I'd really like to keep my streak of top 6s going. I'm at 3 in a row now, I think. I think if you just sort of start that corkscrew in the middle, you have a really clean setup. You don't have to worry too much about it. Tiny bit of an overcorrection just to be safe, because I know I did have a lot of speed there. 48.4. Let's see, that's enough for 3rd at the moment. Kern with probably a little bit of a mistake to have a 0.5 and be behind me. Whoops. Oh, almost hit it again, but not quite. It seems like I have a little bit of speed to gain at the very beginning. And I'm up a little bit of speed here as well. This could be a PB. If I sort of hit this glass piece right in the middle, right where it connects with that orange line in the road, that seems to be the cleanest way of doing that. Oh, that sounded very bad, but I don't know if it makes a difference, actually. Oh, I'm actually up speed. Not quite personal best, but I am very happy to be doing 0.2s again. Renergy and Microwaves into the finish right at the end, but not enough for either of them to get out. Microwaves just hopped Renergy for 8th place. 48.5s required. Going into the top 7 now. Those are the final 2 non-Cup of the Day winners eliminated. Although, like I said, Minkus does just have the Troll Cup win. Oh, inner. don't know if I would have lost speed getting a little bit of a bounce there. Apparently I would have, but the time is still good. That line was still good. And I think that line was good, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that was close. I think I tapped the container on the right side. 0.47 is still the slowest of the times that have been done so far. I could have a better start, but I don't want to risk resetting again. Not with how little time is left. That was smooth, but maybe a little bit too much steering. Minka's just slightly slower than me. I'm probably going to need an improvement here, and I don't think it's going to happen with that line. Is Sterbin up ahead? Yeah, I am not improving this run. Yeah, 0.4. Wow. I mean, all of us got 0.4 or faster, and it's just not enough. I do technically keep the top 6 streak, even though it's not a single elimination round I got knocked out in. This counts in my book. So that's I'm fine with that, and those are a very strong top 5 to be beaten by. How many Cup of the Day wins is that between them? Kern Cop, Hydro, just Mackie, Round, Sterbin. Let's watch Round because he loads in at the back. Kern and Hydro a little bit higher on setup there. It feels like Round goes a little bit too far to the left, I think. Because that's where I was starting to gain that like 0.2, 0.3 speed at the very beginning. Round still does the jump very far to the right. Oh, I think went too far to the inside. Possibly hit the inner. Yeah, everyone on the corkscrew just kind of doing that middle entry. Sterbin got pushed a little bit low. Does seem like he lost speed for it because Mackie's now passing him. Let's see if everyone can get onto the spice rack. Kern Cop cannot, Mackie cannot, Sterbin can. A little bit less speed can be helpful at times, and he comes in with a 48.2, which is still a very strong time. Only one person gets eliminated, but that's unless we get more than that many DNFing. We'll see how safe Kern and Mackie have to go now that they've messed up the ending once, because you only get one more chance at that. This is the hardest part of the track, this jump up and then the chicane at the very end. Round makes it onto the spice rack. Into the finish with the 48.4. That is the time I got eliminated with in the last round. Exactly, 0.447. But Hydro is going to get knocked out this round with the DNF. So Round will be through. What about these guys? The two most winningest players in Zeepkist Cup of the Day. Do they go too far to the left? Kern Cop gets very close, but he's going to get away with it. A 0.3 from Kern, a 0.2, and first place from Mackie. Sterbin a little bit too far to the left on his second run, but it doesn't matter. Hydro is the one that gets eliminated. Welcome to the post club, says Quick Racer. Hitting the post here on the left side of the cabinet. I'm concerned about why there's a spider in your kitchen. Very close, actually, to having multiple DNFs in a single elimination round, but it is only one. It is Hydro that gets knocked out in 5th. So Mackie, Sterbin, Kern Cobb, and Round move on to the top 4. First 3 loading in quite close together, Round a tiny bit behind. Yeah, Mackie goes pretty far to the right there. That is nice. I think that is where you do save the most speed. They all go quite inside, actually, for that turn to the left, which I find surprising. Better looking line from Round that time, more following what the other 3 did. Sterbin running a bit wide, probably skid out, I'm guessing, which is why he reset. The corkscrew, pretty much all of them hitting it right where that orange line is that I mentioned. Mackie and Kern Cobb still hand in hand. I think Mackie might be a little bit faster. Let's see if they all make it on the final jump. Just barely for just Mackie. And Mackie does set a 47. So how many people have set sub 48s? Just 2 now. Current Cop had said it before. And now Mackie, the second person to do a sub 48. 0.24 is the time that you need. To make it through this round. Sterbin only has one chance to make this jump at the end of the track. His angle is good. He gets around all of the spices neatly, and it is Round in trouble. He has just enough time to finish this run. 0.1 is the time needed to make it out. This is a crazy fast round. At 0.1, that would be about 5th place on GTR. Round looks clean around the corkscrew. Ooh, this looks a little bit to the left. A lot of it to the left. Yeah, that's not good for Round. Off the spice rack, into the person, just trying to cook a meal over there. Current Cobb also sets us up 48, so 2 47s from Mackie and Current Cobb, and then we've got Sterbin just behind them at the 48.1. Sterbin's got 3 Cup of the Day wins, and I'll mention it every time with Sterbin. They are in super stacked lobbies. They are against Current Cobb and Mackie every time that happens. Can Sterbin pull it off again in another stacked lobby? Not as far to the right as Kern and Mackie are. There is a little bit of a jump to the right, but I think getting a tiny jump is better than having to weave around that bump. Sterbin does seem to be faster though. He jumped a little bit high there, so that might be his speed advantage going away. Slightly different lines for that turnaround. Current Cop keeps it a bit tighter. Sterbin too far to the left, falls off at the easiest drop down of the map. Mackie jumping a little bit more to the right. Ooh, is he going too far to the left here, though? He didn't get a whole lot of chance to set up for the final jump. Wow, I don't know how he didn't hit that wall. Might have had a brush against it, but it didn't knock him out. 48.2. That is definitely beatable from Sterbin. Sterbin will only have 1 attempt at the end of the track, though. Kerncop and Mackie can make an improvement. Sterbin resets as well. I see Kerncop going more to the right than Mackie did. Mackie resets on for a last-second snipe if he does take this run to the end. Sterbin pretty early in the run as well, needs a very solid time to make it out. Looks clean so far. Let's see if Mackie's still on this run. He is. Coming into the corkscrew, 177 is the speed hit at the bottom of the hill. Looked clean around the corkscrew. I didn't get to see Mackie's speed. Mackie could snipe Sterbin back when Sterbin finishes this run. A little bit of an overcorrection, too far to the right for Sterbin. Mackie seems to be on a good angle. It's still a 48.1, even with that overcorrection at the end. And it's just enough by 0.006 of a second to beat just Mackie. Sterbin again. Can he get another win in a super stacked lobby? Kerncop versus Sterbin in the finals. 38 Cup of the Day wins versus 3. But Sterbin, we know, he is not slow at all. He definitely can beat Kerncop. Kern has been the favorite here. A little bit of an inner from Sterbin. He's keeping with this run. Another little bit of an inner. Kerncop has been pretty consistently in first place in all of these rounds, but it hasn't been a whole lot faster than anyone else has been doing. We know he can do sub 48s, but it hasn't been consistent. Kern does have a habit of setting record in the finals, so let's keep an eye out for that. But like I said, Sterbin has a record of just beating all of the best players, and Kern's going too far to the left. So yeah, that's going to be a reset. He does hit the post. Probably a little bit too hard to continue, or he's decided it's too much of a speed killer even right at the end to be worth taking that run. Sterbin, though, continuously resetting. Hopefully we don't get a double DNF. This is 2 weeks in a row where the finals has been getting close to looking like a DNF possibility. Kerncop, that was 173 speed on the rollover, coming up to the drop down 155 at the top. Looks like a solid enough corkscrew. Only 171, I think, so Kern's run is faster than Sterbin's, but they do have to make it up the hill at the end. A little bit of an overcorrection, a lot of an overcorrection actually from Kern Cup, but he will get to the finish, and it is a 48.2. His run was faster than Sterbin's up until this point. If Sterbin could get a clean ending, it's looking like a post. Yeah, it's not a clean ending. Sterbin into the post, not going to get the upset win today. Kern Cup takes it. Good finals, this Kern Cup. Lots of crashing into the post, but it is enough for Kern Cup to pick up win number 39. Congratulations, Kern. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see all these stats and results for Zeepkist Cup of the Day, I always post my link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!